The Quad Studios incident. How did you find out Tupac got shot and robbed?
um, so like I said, that happened months down the line after he went to trial. No, he was in trial at the time. Um, I woke up once again. Every time I found out something bad that happened to him, it's like I woke up and the first thing I saw was the paper because I used to, read the paper every day. Go get my coffee, bagel, newspaper, and I saw that. I put that shit down immediately, got dressed, and ran to the hospital. We were on the outskirts at that time, and I didn't care. I was like, something's wrong. I care about him. I'm going to go check. I got there maybe 15, 20 minutes. He had already left. So I saw the press conference, the doctors, and everything. They said, he checked himself out. He left. Um, but that was a crazy. That was really crazy. I didn't know what to think. He was shot so many times. Thank God they were superficial shots, but you know, that was that was a moment, a bad moment, because that really changed him. Um, and that seemed to be, it was his friends, that his new friends. And that's one of the reasons why I always say to people when they ask, oh, Biggie and Pac, the beef, and I'm like, Big told him, watch the people you around, they're not your friends. He wanted him to say, these dudes are going to stick you up, they're going to. So he felt like he didn't express enough to him the warning, but he did try to say something. And I always say to people, like, I live here just the same way Big had to live here, and these are people that were around. um, you don't necessarily always want to get involved, because when Pac could go back to Atlanta or LA, Big had to live here every day. And these were, people knew these were people that hung around celebrities and extorted them.
Right. I want to backtrack to a comment you made because you said you and Tupac wasn't seeing eye to eye at the time of the shooting. So you and Tupac, y'all had a fallout because he seen you on another dude motorcycle. Give me the backstory behind that. How was that conversation like after he seen you on another dude motorcycle?
The conversation was like, I'll tell you. So, uh, I used to go party at this club called the Tunnel, and I mean, I lived there. And he used to come there, like when he would fly in, he'd come there, scoop me up, surprise me, And this day he went to surprise me. And um, so a friend of mine that I grew up with had a bike shop. He owned a bike shop, and they like souped up motorcycles and stuff like that. So they had the bikes out that day, and they were like, "You want to go for a ride?" When the club was getting out, and I'm like, "All right, cool." Innocent. It wasn't like me flirting with a guy. It was one of my childhood friends that I grew up with, employee. So I went for a ride, and as fate would have it, this man and his friends are standing there when he pulls the bike back up to let me off right in front of him. And, you know, um, he was not happy about that, because I guess, he was saying, like, he was just talking to his friends, like, I want you to meet my homegirl that I'm, kicking it with out here in New York. She's mad cool. And then I'm jumping off some dude's bike. And I was young. I'm still stubborn and I still have an attitude, though. And I got mad that he was mad at me, because I'm like, I ain't even doing nothing. So, he said a couple things. I said something, got flippant, and we both walked off. Except he probably walked off and went and had a good time for the night, and I walked around the corner, and started crying. But, I did not articulate myself yet, because I was, a younger person. And I'm, like I said, I am stubborn and I don't listen. A little better now.
Right, right. Yeah, that's crazy. So he was bragging about you to some of his, friends or whatever. Then next thing you know, you just drive up right in front of them and you just hop off another dude bike. I mean, yeah, that's definitely
But
not a good
on
look.
God, it was really innocent. I have a couple of drinks, quick, a little ride. I just, but it was unfortunate because that was, we stopped speaking for a while and we weren't speaking. And then I saw that and it just like snapped me like, nah, you know, and it, everything happened so fast. Uh, he got shot. They took him back to court a few days, what, a day or two later. They locked him up. Um, then 5 minutes later, I heard he got married, and I'm like, whoa. And I was like, I'm gonna respect that and keep my distance because obviously, he's married, so I'm not in the habit of chasing people's husbands. But then, I told you that that funny situation had happened with his boy coming, well, bumping into me, and then coming to like my grandmother's house to bring me his number. And I just, that kind of just like made me be like, well, this is kind of weird. Maybe I should write him and see what's going on because I'm hearing all types of shit on the streets that he got a problem with Big. I didn't know everything that was going on because I kind of just like, you know started separating my life once I found out he was married. So I moved on and I was seeing someone else, and someone from that neighborhood too that was there when Stretch came, for people who say I'm a liar or a clout chaser.